Get ready, America and people worldwide. Trump gonna put 100% tariffs on BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa? Or is this a much bigger picture that's playing out? So if you're an investor, specifically in crypto, this is probably a very, very important video. It is a very important video that you need to understand. So what I'm doing is pulling myself deep into a 30,000 foot overview. I'm taking out all my bias. I'm taking the middle ground. I'm trying to understand at a deep level what is actually happening here. So let's pause for just a moment. Let's take a look at what's happened since 2008. In 2008, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa came together to de-dollarize. Now, this is important. They did this because America got caught with no swim trunks on. It was after one of the biggest housing collapses we ever had. People were getting non-income stated loans. So think about that. From BRICS perspective, you're looking at America and be like, who is running this place, right? Now, key, BlackRock was tapped to balance out the Federal Reserve after the markets collapsed. Write that down. Next, at the same time, Bitcoin's inception came about. So 2009, Bitcoin's inception, 2009, BRICS was created right after America went through the biggest financial collapse we've ever experienced. From 2008 to 2030 is our fourth turning. It is our crisis stage and our transition. So then we cruise along. And then in 2012, there was something that was changing, right? The Mayan calendar predicted the end of the world, but maybe they were predicting the death of the old and the birth of the new. During that time, the bank bail-in committee was created. Interesting, preparing for activation in 2023. Jay Clayton sits on the board of directors for the bank bail-in committee with the FDIC. Okay, Rosa Rios was told to reduce coin and cash usage in 2012, but she couldn't because Obama turned the rescue plan on full blast. Interesting, the printing machine, full blast. So then we went into 2020. Everything comes collapsing down worldwide, globally, and then we go into a new presidential regime. So Trump gets pushed out, a new regime comes in, and over those 4 years, really interesting. This is where we got to take unbiased lens and pull ourselves up to a 30,000 foot overview. Then I'm going to give you receipts. Okay. For those 4 years, there was a massive destruction of our financial system through printing of money, low interest rates. Okay. The bond yields inverted. Banks started to collapse. Americans went from doing very, very well to needing $150,000 to be middle class. And then all of a sudden, Trump comes back in with a landslide. That's where I want to pause for just a moment, okay? Now I'm going to take you back and I'm going to show you receipts. And I'm going to share with you why I'm so bullish on Bitcoin. I'm going to share with you why I'm so bullish on things like XRP, XLM, and new bridge currencies. I'm going to share with you why I'm so bullish on cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, and distributed ledger technology, because it is the new infrastructure of your financial system. So let's take a journey back. Let's take a look at what Trump is doing when he's saying, I'm putting 100% tariffs on the BRICS countries. Now, is this a threat? Or is this something that's systematically happening behind the scenes where they are working together to bring us into the new system? And I'll share my narrative on the back end of this video. So breaking news, President-elect Donald Trump threatens 100% tariff on BRICS countries if they undercut the US dollar. Okay. Let me pause for just a moment before I go into his statement here. Okay. It seemed, and based on what we've seen, it seemed like we were kind of just giving up and passing our power over, right? But now that Trump is coming on board, he had a great relationship with all these countries. And I'm going to show you specifically his relationship. So with Trump coming back in, RFK coming in, Elon coming into government efficiency, this is a transition into Aquarius. It almost seems like the last 4 years had to happen to awaken our minds and awareness to what is going on. And then Trump wins with a landslide because people are fed up. Now, here we are going into the golden era, and all these things need to play themselves out. That's why I'm not attached to this stuff or emotional to this stuff. It has to play itself out. Number one, what's done in darkness has to come to light. There has to be characters that pull out that darkness. There has to be characters that transmute the darkness into light. There is always a transition. The tide goes in, the tide goes out, the sun comes up, the sun goes down, right? We have winter, we have spring, we have summer. Everything is transmuting energy. That's all it's doing. So we're going into this golden era wave of energy. But to get into the golden era, we have to have a destruction of the old era. Okay. So the idea that BRICS countries, this is from Trump, are trying to move away from the dollar while we stand by and watch is over. We require a commitment from these countries that they will neither create a new BRICS currency nor back any other currency to replace the mighty US dollar, or they will face 100% tariffs and should expect to say goodbye to selling into the wonderful US economy. They can go find another sucker. There is no chance that BRICS will replace the dollar in international trade, and any other country that tries should wave goodbye to America. Okay. Now I want to show you this. This is back in 2017. Trump has a phenomenal relationship with these guys. They're cooperating with each other behind the scenes. I believe they're all bringing us into the golden era. It wasn't by chance that Trump won by a landslide. Okay. In 2017, Chinese President Xi Jinping personally guided US President Donald Trump on a tour of the key sites in China during his state visit. They have a phenomenal relationship. Okay. Now I'm going to take you guys back and I'm going to show you guys. And yes, I do repeat the same things over and over and over again. That's why I stay so stoic and calm. Yes, things are very exciting. Everything's pumping. Stay calm. Bull run number 1 is learning the game. Some of you are in that state. Bull run number 2 is wealth. Bull run number 3 is generational wealth. As Raul Paul says, don't fuck it up the next 6 years. Okay. This is very important. This is much bigger than crypto pumping. This is a transformational era that is happening that we will never see in our lifetime again. So I'm going to take you back to this video 7 years ago where Trump says we're going to be on an even playing field sooner than we know it. And now here we are. He's making us the crypto capital of the world, is considering the Bitcoin treasury by Cynthia Loomis, which will skyrocket Bitcoin. There's rumors that he met with Brad Garlinghouse behind the scenes. We got Brad Garlinghouse was featured on 60 Minutes last night. It is going mainstream, guys. So very important that you understand what is actually happening and be non-emotional about this. Okay. So listen to what he says.
Yesterday with the president of China, it was a very, very warm conversation. I think we are on the process of getting along very well. And I think that will also be very much of a benefit to Japan. So we had a very, very good talk last night and discussed a lot of subject. It was a long talk. And we are working on that as we speak. We have conversations with various representatives of China. I believe that that will all work out very well for everybody. China, Japan, the United States, and everybody in the region. As far as the currency devaluations, I've been complaining about that for a long time. And I believe that we will all eventually, and probably very much sooner than a lot of people understand or think, we will be all at a level playing field, because that's the only way it's fair. That's the only way that you can fairly compete in trade and other things.
Okay, super, super important what he said 7 years ago. Sooner than we know it, we'll be on an even playing field. That's the only way you can compete. That's the only way it can be fair in trade. So he's threatened 100% tariffs on these countries, right? This is the era where everybody needs to get their shit together, to include me, everybody, all of us. That is the key factor. We're going into an era because of blockchain technology, because we can become completely decentralized with our finances. So there's a big switch that's happening right now. Whereas, are you really good at trade? Are you really good at products and services? Do you really have the best technology? And America is a phenomenal country. We are going into the golden era. What I believe is happening, he's going to pull all of crypto, or he's going to make us the crypto capital of the world. right? We're going to bring the public and private sector together to grow our way out of this economy. I believe they're going to pull Bitcoin underneath the treasury, which is going to make it one of the most valuable assets to own. I believe things like XRP, XLM, those two currencies, right? Currency, you got things like XDC, and these are not recommendations. I'm just sharing with you examples. Those are bridge currencies. Those are going to be things that move things across the rails. And there's other, you got JP Morgan created Onyx. I think they rebranded it. They got their own blockchain. So don't believe, he always says Bitcoin's a fraud, but they got their own blockchain technology and cryptocurrency. You have infrastructure, right? I'm just giving you an example. A lot of people are new to this. You have ADA, you have HBAR, you have Ethereum. These are infrastructure, right? You got the infrastructure, you got the payment rails, you got supply chain, VeChain, you got HBAR, which is infrastructure. You got QNT, connectivity. So we're coming at this from a long-term perspective. We have to grow our way out of this economy. So these threats, I don't think they're idle threats. I think he's very serious about this. But what it's saying is, hey guys, we are going to work together. This isn't you're going to bribe me. He's like, we are going to work together. America is going to become the greatest economy in the world once again. We're going to cooperate. All these countries are going to work together. And we are going to go into an era that you've never experienced before. Maybe in our past lifetime, but this lifetime, we get to experience what's called the golden era. You're going to see an absolute melting down, and this is not a bad thing. The religious structures are going to start to melt down in regards to cooperation. You're going to see Christ consciousness, the true awakened Christ, the Gnostic Redeemer who came 2,100 years ago around, who walked on this earth as the Son of God, is literally going to start to awaken in people. Christ is returning. This is beautiful. You're going to see people start to really believe in God at the deepest level. You're going to start to see people cooperate in the financial system and work together. You're going to see humanity start to help each other. But remember, it takes darkness to transmute it back to light. That's what it takes. So yes, we're going to go through some rough times. We're going to go through some bumpy journeys. And there's this moment in time where, a couple thousand people watch these videos where you're awakened to this. And the battle is not against anybody. It's against your own consciousness. That's it. So number one thing, you should be getting your shit together right now. Dialed in. Okay, you got a new president coming. Did that change your activities? Did you wake up to exercise? What's your web browser look like? What's your spending habits? Okay, Trump's your president again. What changed with you? Nothing's going to change until you change. Nothing. Okay. Be more worried about your family and your ecosystem than haters on Twitter. Who cares? I love you guys. I don't feed into that stuff. I got a family to take care of. I got an ecosystem to take care of. I got a legacy to build. Stop giving more attention to these haters on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok. Who cares? Take care of your family. So remember, bull run number 1, you're learning. This bull run, you're learning. Bull run number 2 is wealth. Bull run number 3 is generational wealth. And you have to have a plan. You got to have an exit plan. Okay. People are going crazy when I said my first exit target is $2.70 on X. I've been buying it since 17 cents. We've accumulated a good amount of XRP. Of course, I'm going to exit a little bit. I'm holding 50% of all my altcoins forever, not touching them. Holding 100% of my Bitcoin. I have education videos and strategies around that. Okay. I'm exiting 50% on the way up, because what happens is if you're waiting for $5 to $10, guess what? The exchange is shut down and you're not going to get nothing. You're going to come sliding down the back end. So by the time you're sliding down the back end, I've sold at $2.70 a little bit. I've sold at $5 a little bit. I've sold at $7. Then if it doesn't hit 10, I've profited. Got money on the sidelines to max fund my index universal life policies. I got money to go back into the markets, and you're sliding down the back end because you didn't pull anything and the exchange is shut down. Right? You got to have an exit plan, guys. And lastly, stop listening to this bullshit. Just be very careful with this stuff, guys. With the meme coins get really hypey, all this type of that. There's not one wealthy person I'm around that is talking about meme coins. Okay. It is a get rich quick mentality. It is going to wreck you 100% of the time. Just like the casino, when you hit it big, guess what? Your brain, it's all about psychology. Your brain thinks you can do it again, and you're not. Okay. Remember, you're the exit liquidity. Just remember that. Okay. So all of this tariff stuff, I'll kind of like break this down, is this could create some inflation in America, right? Which is great for crypto because we're a deflationary asset. That's why BlackRock's going in. That's why Michael Saylor just spoke to Microsoft around the strategy. That's why Rumble's getting involved in it. Everybody's flooding into Bitcoin now because it's a risk on, risk off asset. And it's going to be one of the most valuable assets. It's going to take over gold. I believe that. I truly believe that. So I hold it as my gold. Okay. And I use all my other cryptocurrencies to play the market, ride the waves up, pull profits. When it collapses, I cannot wait for the bear market. I like the bear market better because that's where I get wealthy. Okay. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. Huge, huge warning. I will never proactively DM you ever. That's not me asking about your crypto portfolio. I won't just start a conversation with you on social. Okay. We do not invest people's crypto. We don't have a trading platform. That is not us. Those are all scammers. They're using AI technology. Also, QFS accounts are a scam. Don't send anybody your crypto. Don't stop it. Okay. I do have resources for you. If you click the description of this video or my social media platform, the first resources will get hundreds of messages on how I use tier 1 capital cash value life insurance. I pull profits and I stuff it into my insurance. Okay. I protect, compound, and grow my wealth. I always protect my family first. Okay. If you need help with that, what I do may not work for you. So we have what's called a needs assessment. You fill that out. My team will text you, call you, completely free consultation. You'll never send my team members money. We don't get paid by the client. Very important. Okay. Number 2 is if you want to get your shit together, get in my 120-day challenge. My Coach JV Academy, I've helped 9,000 people put those blinders on, Q&A calls, live calls, community, my 120-day challenge, all the support you need so you don't feel lost. So you can put your blinders on, you can get focused, and we can rock and roll for the next 6 years and radically transform our families' lives. So I love you guys. That's all in the description of this video or my social media platform. Click the link. See you on the inside. Warriors, let's get your shit together. Let's go.